Well, good morning. We are on a little hike today, and because we are going home to my dad, because we're doing our first barbecue today, and it was supposed to be not as cloudy, because it's actually pretty cold. And also I've been, oh, there's a car. So yeah, I've been walking along this lake for a while now, like 40 minutes, and it's really windy and really cold. I thought it would be warmer, but it's not. And it's around 20 kilometers, I think. So, and we're gonna have a little talk later on about this whole corona thing, but I just want to get off the road. So I think when we're out in the woods, it's gonna be less windier because I can't really talk right now. So yeah, I'm gonna hike on, and I'll see you in the woods. Okay, we found the woods, we found the trees, and it's a lot less windier here, a lot warmer, and I just did some climbing because it is there's a lot of hills here. I walked pretty fast, as you can see on the color of my face, because I am one of those people who just I get a lobster face when I work out. But I mean, whatever, I work out sometimes. This is actually my first real hike since my long hike, so it feels really good. It feels really good to be, Jesus, I'm red. It feels really good to be out in the woods again, and it's spring. Like you can, okay, not on these trees, but on other trees you can see that the buds are starting to get ready to pop. So in a few weeks, hopefully there will be leaves on the trees. And it's really nice here. But I already have a blister, which I'm a bit upset about because it's hurting and I don't have a bandage. I did put on another sock because I did have an extra pair of socks with me, and it helps a little. But it's just I still have the same shoes that I finished the PCT with, so they are garbage. And there's a hole on the back of my heel, and that's where the blister is. So, you know, it's my fault. But also, you think that it is like a 20-kilometer hike all in all, and my first reaction was like, 20 kilometers, that's nothing. I went to Canada, and so far so good. But like I might be halfway, but I haven't been hiking for 6 months, so I do not have my trail body left. I think I have a better mental mind, because I know the first part of this hike can be pretty boring because it's all on, ooh, slippery. It's all on like concrete, it's on asphalt on the road, so it's just boring and it's hard on your feet. But right now, or when I was doing that part, I was just thinking, well, you know, we're almost at the where the road ends, so we're almost in the woods, so excited. So I think the mental part has changed since my through hike, which, I mean, obviously it should have. But yeah, my brother is meeting me somewhere along the way, and I told him to bring a band-aid because I could always call my dad and ask him to pick me up, but I just don't want to. I want to do this. It's my first hike. Jeez, I'm gonna put you down for a second because I'm gonna try not to fall down. But I'll talk to you in a sec. So I think, like, that's where I'm going. I think that's my, or it could also be over here. I'm not sure, it's in this direction anyway. Okay, so as we all know, the world today is pretty chaotic. It's a mess, and I feel like people are, like, I know it's a serious situation, it's really serious. A lot of people are dying and a lot of people are sick, and we don't even know how many are actually infected because a lot of people don't even have any symptoms. Like, I read about this village in, I think it was either China or Italy, but I'm pretty sure it's Italy. And there was this little village, and they got their first corona infected person. So they decided to test the whole village. It was around 3,500 people. And out of all the infected ones, half of them didn't even have any symptoms. So it's impossible to say who's infected or not. So of course it's a really tricky situation. And for example, I'm on my way home to my dad because we're having our first barbecue for the year. My mom was supposed to be there, but she's not because she's a nurse. She works at the hospital, and they have someone in the hospital that they suspect have corona. They're not sure. They're still waiting for the test results. So my mom didn't want to take any risks, so she's staying at home. But I mean, these are things that people have to deal with. And I know, for example, if my grandma would get corona, she would most likely die. Or I don't know if she would most likely die, but she would get really sick because she's old and she's already sick. And that's the scary part, that these older people get the virus and they die. Well, let's continue this talk in a while because there are houses coming up, and we all know I'm camera shy when there are people around, so I just gotta pass this house down here and talk to you soon. There's a lot of slip and sliding here, involuntary slip and sliding, because there's still like ice in some parts. I also feel like this corona thing, I mean, I've seen some amazing videos from Italy where people are in quarantine and they're out on their balconies and they are singing and they're playing instruments and they have an opera, or there's a guy standing on a rooftop in the middle and they're having like an aerobic session because they still want to, do something and keep the spirit up. So that's amazing. Another part that is not as amazing, I'm out of breath, is that I guess people don't know how to react with all this chaos, which is understandable because we've never had anything like this. Because I remember when we had, well, we never had, but there was out in the world, you had the swine flu, the bird flu, and SARS, but it was never, not even close to this chaos. Like, the whole world is just shutting down, closing its borders. People are not allowed to go out. Like in Italy and in Germany, I don't know how it is in Spain or China, but people are not allowed to go outside unless they have like a permit, and they are only allowed to go to certain places like the grocery store, the pharmacy, hospital, and if they do something else, they will get a fine, which is nuts. And every country, they're closing all the borders, they're closing down the schools. In Sweden, the schools are still open, but they are talking about closing the schools, and the cities are just empty. Like, I've seen pictures from Stockholm, and there's no one in the streets, and the stores have dropped like 70% of their profit just these last weeks because of the corona. So people are losing their jobs, and if you're someone who already is unemployed and you're trying to find a job, it is not going so well. Well, actually, I did have 2 job interviews this week. One is only a temporary job for 3 months, but it's better than nothing, and they're gonna let me know beginning of next week if I got the job. Yesterday I had an interview with a full-time job, and we're gonna have a second interview on Tuesday. So, you know, fingers crossed I get a job, because it feels like everyone is just losing their jobs right now, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. Now I have to let you go for a second, rest my arm, and then we're going to talk some more about this corona thing, because it's all you can talk about, because it's everywhere. But there are no muscles left in this arm, so I have to take a break. Okay, so this is another problem I have right now. This is where I came from, and I'm either going that way or that way. Definitely not that way. I think I'm gonna go this way, but I'm not sure if this is the right way, because when I look at the map, both of those roads like stop in the middle of nothing. And then, so I don't know, we'll see. I might have to do some off-road walking, but I've done that before. But I'm pretty sure this is the one. We will find out. Okay, so the blabbing continues. I completely lost what I was about to say back there, but what I was about to say is, I've seen these amazing videos from Italy with people cheering each other on, trying to help the best way they can. But I've also seen a lot of ugliness, which I'm not very proud of us as a race, because we are so mean. Like, okay, first off, what's up with the hoarding? I mean, you do not need that much toilet paper, and you do not need to like stock up. You don't need to have that much food. Like, it's not like you're gonna be on house arrest for a year. I mean, people need to chill, because there are, I've seen pictures of, and this is all in America, and I'm not saying that we are better than you are. The shelves at our supermarkets are like, we're also out of toilet paper. But I've seen pictures from American grocery stores where there is nothing left. Like, it's completely empty. And then you have these poor elderly people that have their little shopping list, and there's nothing there. Because, I mean, we have to take care of each other. We cannot just be this selfish and just take whatever you want, because I want to make sure that I, survive this thing. And most of the people that, or I don't know if that's the case, but I'm assuming that most of the people that are buying all this stuff are not even in the risk zone. Because, I mean, it's the people that are dying are the old people. So, damn, stop it. Stop buying all this food and toilet paper, and I mean, just try and be logical, sensible. Use your brain, but most importantly, use your heart, because the whole world is suffering. So we gotta take care of each other. I feel like some people are preparing for a zombie apocalypse, which is not gonna happen, people. Zombies are not a thing, and if it gets any worse, the grocery store is probably the last place that will close down. And we're not gonna run out of food. Not for a long, long time. So use that. Also Facebook. There's so much hate on Facebook right now, and I've left all my PCT and AT groups, because the only one I'm still in is my group, Hikers of 2019. I left all the other groups because people are just mean. Because, you gotta understand that for the people that were planning on doing the hike this year, it is such a huge accomplishment, such a big dream, and something you've been planning for a long time, and you've done a lot of sacrifices. Oh, what happened to my voice there? You've done a lot of sacrifices. You quit your job. Maybe you sold your house, sold all your stuff, and you already spent all this money on gear, and now you're not allowed to do the hike. If you're not living in the US, you're not even allowed to fly to the country. And for the people that managed to start the trail, like the girl who I borrowed my ice axe to, Lexi, she's out on the PCT right now. Well, not really. She's outside Julian at a Trail Angels house, and I think she's trying to figure out how to get back home. But for the people that were already out on the trail, or people living in the US, they wanted to try and do this so bad, and they got so much hate from people saying that you are going to spread the disease to every trail town. You are stealing like groceries and like baby wipes from the people that actually needs them, because there are only one guy posted that he found like the last 2 packages of baby wipes on the grocery store, and he bought them because he needs them. And everyone was just giving him bullshit about stealing the last pack of baby wipes from the elderly and blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, he is not the one hoarding. He is trying to stay as light as possible. Don't blame him, blame the other assholes buying everything. I mean, it just really upsets me that people can be so narrow-minded and mean. Because I get that now they do have to get off trail. Lexi told me that the PCTA, they did post on their website asking hikers to get off or postpone or cancel their hike. But apparently they are also on the trail asking hikers to get off. So I get it. Like it's a serious thing right now. But say a couple weeks ago, it wasn't this bad, and the hikers still wanted to try because, you know, the trail towns were open. Now they are closing down. Oh God, I'm so out of breath. I just feel like people were so unnecessary mean to the hikers, because if you haven't done this hike or been preparing to do the hike, you have no idea what a big thing it is for us. So of course we wanted to try, and now we know that it's not the thru hike is not gonna happen this year, unfortunately. And I'm so sorry for all you guys. Like, I have I have Swedish friends that didn't get to start their hike. I have Lexi that managed to start her hike, but she only got to Julian. And I have Hector, who we stayed at in Bend. He was about to start same date as I started last year, and he can't, so it sucks for a lot of people. So I was hoping that if someone is a member of any kind of PCT or AT or Trail Angel group on Facebook, you would try and support each other, not throw shit at each other. So stop being an asshole. Okay, I think we've seen enough of this lobster face, and we heard enough of me huffing and puffing, trying to survive talking and walking at the same time, and listening to my blab. I don't even know if I got to say everything I wanted to say, but I cooked. But yeah, I have to try and hurry up now because I still need to buy stuff for the barbecue, and I'm not even sure where I am. So I will see you somewhere, because my plan is I do want to try and hike back tomorrow, but it all depends on my blister, and I might have some other plans tomorrow for another video. I'm not sure, because there is a place here. I mean, we have Crater Lake on the PCT, but there is actually also a crater lake here, which is an actual crater lake from a meteorite. So we'll see, but I will see you later. Just a little side note, there is a trail called Dalkarsvägen, which is way back when horse and carriage was a thing. They used this road to get to Stockholm. Like, they would start in, I'm not sure if this was something that they did like once a year, but when they had to go to Stockholm from, it starts in Mora, I think, and it goes to Stockholm, and it's around, I'd say 300 kilometers plus. So every year in May they do this hike, and it takes like 3 weeks, I think, and it's a thing. And they pass like right outside, or not outside my dad's house, but it's really close. So my plan was actually to do some trail magic this summer, but as everything else, it is cancelled due to Corona. So there won't be any hike this year, but that is actually one of the hikes that I would want to do in the future, since it is part of like my, not my history, but you know, my region's history. So, I mean, if you want to read about it, maybe I'll put a link in the description if I find a good one. But you know what? I'm a lot closer to home than I thought I was. And my feet aren't even hurting. Like my blisters even good. Oop, there's a person up there. First barbecue of the year. And as per usual, I start the barbecue because I don't want any meat germs on my food. So I'm first out, and I am very excited about this. So it is the day after, and I just got back home to my apartment. I didn't walk back because the other video that I wanted to do took longer than I thought, so it got too late. And my hips are pretty sore today, my bum, so. But still, I did a pretty good hike yesterday. But this whole corona thing, I guess what I wanted to say is please try and take care of each other. Don't buy too much food or toilet paper because you don't need that much. Other people also have to survive, so you know, try and share whatever you can, and don't be mean to each other because I don't think any one of us knows how to react to this corona chaos. So of course people are confused and they don't know how to act, and just try and be there for each other and help each other. Don't be mean. And yeah, so I'm going to show you my fridge because I'm not one of those hoarders. So this is what I have to survive off. So right now in my fridge, there's not a lot. I have some vegetables since I'm a vegan. I have some butter, some cream, some more vegetables, and then in my freezer, more vegetables, some lasagna, and some berries. And here, you know, tea, some tomatoes, some coconut milk, lentils, beans, and pasta and rice, and that's it. Because if I do run out of food, I'm just gonna go to the store and buy more, like I normally do. Because I know it's not normal how it is today, but it's also not a zombie apocalypse. So chill. That's it for now. You guys take care, and I will see you probably on Friday.